What's going on, everybody? Scar Titan here once again with another episode of Smoke Signals and Side Quests. This is episode number 10. We're glad to have you guys along for the ride here. We've got an episode for you today, and I don't want to waste any time getting into it. So I'm going to go ahead and bring our first co-host to the stage, Mr. Redbeard Riot. How are you?
That's right. That's right. What's going on?
Oh, not much. It does sound like your mic might not be on.
Oh boy, hold on.
It sounds like the audio's coming through your headset. But yeah,
that's awful.
That's all
awful.
right.
Does that change? Does that change?
That hasn't changed anything, but I'll give you a second to go over
All right.
that. I'll get Sergeant Grumpy Pants out here.
Yes, sir.
Sergeant Grumpy Pants, how are you, sir?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's been a good day. Can't complain.
Yeah, good day. I was gonna say that sounds like a good day if it's a good one.
How was your week, good sir?
Not too bad. My week was better than my oldest daughter's. We just took her last weekend and dropped her off at college, as you guys know, and she was supposed to have her first classes this Wednesday, I believe it was.
Okay.
And then she had to leave the dorms and the college altogether and go back to her dad's because she got strep throat and they kicked her out of the campus because she was at the point of contagious.
Oh, so, they kicked her off campus? Really?
Well, I don't know necessarily if they kicked her off campus. She said she had to go because she was contagious due to strep throat. She apparently
probably the right move.
Right, especially in a communal living society with dormitories and whatnot, where everybody spreads around, not just, viruses and things of that nature, but, possibly STIs or whatever the case may be. So it's pretty gross. So
I don't think those are airborne yet, though.
Well, we're getting there, I would assume.
You need a little bit more contact if you're going to get one of those.
Right. But she did miss, I guess, those classes, but not really. I guess they afforded her the opportunity to do it online, so she didn't have to miss anything. And that was my understanding. I could be wrong, but she's better. She was definitely on the mend. She made it back to campus, so she's completely fine. So, but my week has been pretty steady. Really not a whole lot going on. I'm just tired. This weather, man. August needs to calm the fuck down already. This heat. This monsoon season, the weather getting humid and then hot and then rainy again. I'm ready for sweat weather.
Yeah, maybe not comparable to what you're dealing with out there, but it got up to about 109 here the other day, which was just ridiculous. But I think there's an El Nino going on right now that may be contributing to some of this longer or maybe hotter than normal summer that we're experiencing here this year.
Are you blaming Mexico?
Yeah. I mean, didn't they just dump a whole bunch of sewage into the Pacific Ocean down by San Diego, and that was like released?
It's called El Nino for a reason. I mean, if it was in America, it would be like
the sun.
The crazy guy or something. I don't know.
Right, exactly.
Yes. Redbeard Riot, how was your week, sir?
Not bad. There really wasn't too much going on around here. Got a lot of things sort of figured out. Needed to get the wife a new dishwasher. And that doesn't mean...
So you got a new wife.
Exactly. I was going to say that doesn't mean a second wife. You ruined my joke. How could you? Got that set up, and that's always fun. It's always fun doing that kind of thing where you go to Lowe's or you go to Home Depot or whatever it is, and they, load the giant box in the back of your truck. You bring it home. You do the whole thing. Take out the old one. And you've got everything ready to go until you realize that they have not supplied you with like the connector, or it's just it'll be one thing or two things.
It's always something.
Like, oh, good. Now I get to go back to the hardware store, go figure that out. But that was good. Got that taken care of, and she's happy with that. I was just laughing at myself today, being old, just being old. I sat down for, I don't know, maybe an hour or two a little bit earlier this afternoon, just kind of dozed off a bit. My wife comes and wakes me up. Hey, you've got a little bit of time. You need to get ready for the stream, and if there's anything else you need to do. I'm like, yeah, no problem. Go to get up. My back is wrecked. I mean, I'm just wrecked.
Did she crack your back last night?
Just muscle spasm. Yeah.
Oh.
No, it was perfectly fine until I sat down, dozed off for a minute. And so the middle of my back right now is just like, no, you're old. F you. Just.
Yeah,
We're dealing.
age-
It's just being old. There, you don't have to have done anything but take a nap to injure yourself. So
That's right. Age
Fun-
will do
fun
that
times.
to you.
Yeah,
I've
to our age.
I've been in this house now, I think 14 years, and I've never once turned on that dishwasher. Not once.
Don't
just-
do it now.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of acts as like a storage unit now for like our grocery bags and things like that, but I've never used it. I don't know. For some reason, it always felt like more work to actually load a dishwasher up, put the stuff in there,
Right.
turn it on, then I gotta unload it. Then it felt like just doing the dishes like in the moment type of thing. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? The next time we're doing, just hanging out on a Wednesday night or whatever it is, I'll have my wife explain to you exactly, what is the difference for.
Well, no, I get it, but you have to let the dishes pile up, in my opinion, to make it worth the while to spend the energy and the water and all that stuff to run the dishwasher. Otherwise, if it's just a handful of dishes, just do it yourself type thing. And that's kind of how we do it here.
Right.
So
We generally go through or use enough dishes on a day-to-day basis to have at least a medium to medium large size load in the dishwasher. So it makes sense
not
here.
knocking
makes
it at
sense
all.
here.
I've never used it. It is what it
You
is.
take back the things that you have said.
Right. Well, if you're just joining us for the first time, welcome. You found the Smoke Signals and Side Quest crew. We air our episodes every Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can catch the audio-only versions over on Amazon Music and Spotify the following day on Sunday. So you're ready to take us along for the busy week and the ride the following week. But we are actually going to be talking about the Lindsay Clancy trial here in just a moment, gentlemen. But before we get into that, Redbeard Riot, let's knock out some apologies from last week, because I feel like we may have offended some people.
We maybe have offended some people, places,
Offended?
things.
We may have.
Yeah. So we just want to make sure that we mend all the fences. Let
Yes.
everybody know that we love you, and we thank you for being here. So very quickly, we'll go ahead and just get these out of the way. We do want to let all of the following know that we are truly sorry, and that includes Montana, Cowboys, the NBA, Heather Swanson, oh yeah, Sophie Cunningham,
good.
Caitlin Clark,
That's good.
people who sometimes identify as female for basketball purposes, Royce White, the WNBA, women who don't want peeners in their spaces, the Special Olympics, Dr. Drew, men and boys, feminazis, wheelchair people who can also roller skate, the AIDS baby, Daniel Craig, Renee Zellweger, Borat, and the socially disabled.
Well, we also forgot
apologize.
Daniel Craig and Renee Zellweger's fictional baby. We did not apologize to that.
We didn't even see that. That image was trying to be generated, didn't it? Or wasn't it?
Yeah, I did generate it. It just, I don't know, we forgot about it, and I didn't
Yeah, that
bring
never
it up.
did come up. Apologize.
I apologize.
Apologize.
Apologize. I see a South Park episode somewhere.
That'd be a nice one.
All right. Well, gentlemen, like I said at the beginning of the show, today we are going to be talking about the Lindsay Clancy trial.
Oh, no.
I know, but let's go ahead and get into our first segment of the episode today that we lovingly like to call the Burn Line. Oh man, what a week for news. Now, initially, when we were filming an episode, I want to say this was about a week or two ago, Sergeant Grumpy Pants actually, I think you proposed the idea of talking about this on a previous episode. Am I remembering that correctly?
No, that's
prob-
correct.
You probably are, yeah.
Yeah, I just and at that point I hadn't heard much about this trial. I didn't know
Same here.
much about it. Yeah. And just it didn't I didn't feel comfortable talking about something that I hadn't had a lot of exposure to. Since then, however, especially over the last week, my feed and algorithm has just been bombarded with things about this trial. And so I wanted to get a good understanding of what was going on about, with this whole Lindsay Clancy trial before we started talking about it. And I'm going to summarize this and then we'll get into some clips and some discussion and talking points here in just a moment. But basically, back in 2023, a woman by the name of Lindsay Clancy had asked her husband to go out and run an errand. Now, I think she had asked him to go to the pharmacy and get some stuff at the pharmacy in a grocery store, something to that effect. While the husband was gone, this woman, Lindsay Clancy, brought her 3 young children that you can see there on the screen down into the basement, where she proceeded to kill them by utilizing it's basically a
Exercise band.
workout band,
Some kind of exercise band.
yeah, it's an exercise band, by suffocating those 3 young children. And then she attempted to take her own life by jumping out of a second-story window, which would explain why you are seeing her in a wheelchair. This permanently disabled her from the waist down. In my opinion, not enough. We'll get into that here in a few more minutes, but the husband ends up coming home, finds his wife on the ground. She apparently had cut her neck and some other parts of her body before jumping out of the window, and then went into the basement and unfortunately found his 3 children unalive in the basement. So that is the gist of where we're at right now. But
Sorry to bring you down.
I know. And the reason that this is such a hot topic right now is because of the overwhelming support of what I'm just going to say it is white liberal women going out of their way to
Raising
support
money,
Lindsay.
support.
Through money, a GoFundMe account, all of these different things in support of her, because the defense for Lindsay Clancy is saying that she suffered from some postpartum depression. She was
Forms of psychosis.
Yeah, exactly. Clinically diagnosed, had depression and things like that. And she was on medication. And this is what caused her to kill her children. Real quick, before we get into the first discussion topic here and open it up to some dialogue, I wanted to play a video from the court. And this is her husband testifying about what he found after he got home. And look, I'm just going to put this out there as a disclaimer. If you're playing this video in, a living room or something like that, you've got young children around, or children or people who may be sensitive to these kind of topics, then I would highly encourage you to not go forward with the video until later. I just, want to make sure that we're covering all the bases. Yeah, put on your headphones or something like that.
Yellow exercise band found with Dawson. Black exercise band found with Cora. And then the blue exercise band found with Callan. And when you saw Lindsay on the ground there under the window, which direction was her body facing?
Her head was closer to the house. Her feet were away from the house.
Okay. And did you go to her?
Yeah.
And did you observe any injuries?
Yes.
And what did you see?
She had deep cuts on her wrists, and she had a red line across her neck. I wasn't sure what it was at first, but she cut her neck.
Did you say anything to Lindsay when you found her in that state?
Yeah, I said, "What happened?"
And what was her response?
She said, "I tried to kill myself."
Did you ask her anything else?
I said, "Where are the kids?"
And what was her response?
She said, "They're in the basement."
Upon his observation of us, myself and Officer Hall, he proceeded to head in our direction, leaving that room. And at that point, he looked up and he screamed, "She killed the fucking kids." Yes, so when they removed Cora, myself and Officer Cahill went back upstairs where I encountered Mr. Clancy in the kitchen.
And what was his demeanor in the kitchen?
He was still frantic, kind of in shock, still screaming and losing himself. And I think at that point, I don't know, one of us requested that we get an ambulance for him as well.
So I'll pause it there to get some initial thoughts. And I don't know if it came across to you guys in the video too, but as you're listening to the detective give his testimony, like you can hear like the shrilling in his voice as he's talking about this, you know, for everybody involved, you know, from the father who has to come home and find this to the law enforcement officers that have to deal with this, coming in and finding a scene like that. I can only imagine what that would do. Redbeard, what are your initial thoughts?
So many. I mean, what an absolute tragedy. What just, man, where do you even begin on something like this? It just, what do you even say? You can't put yourself in his position, right?
Right.
You have no sort of experience in your life that lets you really sort of understand what he's going through, and that doesn't seem to be any of the conversation going on the internets, talking about this poor man. Like, his entire world is basically destroyed, and there's people out there that, you know, are basically blaming him for it.
I've seen those videos, and that's unfortunate because Lindsay Clancy is not even disputing the fact, like, this isn't even a question. And this is what's been so infuriating as I've been following this case over the last week, is that she's not even disputing the fact that she killed her own children. And yet you still have these fucking retarded liberal quacks online who are like, no, I don't believe her. I think he did it. Like, I don't know how you even mentally make that leap, given all of the overwhelming evidence, including an admission about that from the person who did it. I don't know how you land on that. Sergeant Grumpy Pants, what are your thoughts?
Definitely there's going to be some residual PTSD for the father walking in and finding his 3 beloved children
Without a doubt.
unalived, and the officers responding, first responders that are there after the fact, they have to go through some form of counseling and you know, kind of debriefing, so to speak, if they have any type of issues, because it's one thing to have to walk in to see a homicide of adults who had their fair shake in life, who are not young and
Sure.
innocent. But rather than walk in and see 3 innocent babies completely unalived by the one person they should have trusted the most to help them grow and live, for me, such an act of betrayal. There are the deepest, darkest recesses of hell that are reserved for people that harm the innocent in such a manner. Massage Bodywork made a comment, says, "My heart hurts so much for these children and this man." And she goes on to say, the quack in his voice, maybe she meant the quake in his voice. And yeah, you can hear it. It might not be, you're right. Yeah, she goes on to say, it's unforgivable. There are just certain things that astound me, to kind of back what you said, that she self-admitted. She signed a stipulation of fact saying, yeah, I did it. There's no denying it. No denying it whatsoever. Yet these people, these women,
But it's not my fault.
right?
Right.
I had said from the very beginning, if these women are supporting Lindsay Clancy, who admits to doing it, then they must have supported Casey Anthony, who denied doing it. And the response that I got from women online was overwhelmingly negative, saying, no, Casey Anthony did it definitely because she didn't want to have a child and she wanted to go out and party. But man, that lady's husband, he must have done it. He was not supportive enough, considering the fact he took like 12 weeks of paternity leave. He hired a nanny. You know, he was doing everything right to help her out as much as he could within the capacity he was capable of doing. And yet, self-admittedly, stipulation of facts, she signed it. They're like Wonder Woman and accountability, using those magic cuffs to block bullets. No accountability. You won't get me. Do, 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 do. Block, 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 block. Even in the face of truth, they still cannot admit that this woman was wrong. That this woman, and maybe at this point in time, maybe it's not really a question of whether or not she did it or not. She already admitted she did it. Maybe it's a question of the trial is, was she in her right mind, and can
Well,
she
that is
be
the
held
whole
accountable?
question.
Yeah,
That's the
can she be
defense
held
right
accountable
now.
for insanity, please, so to speak?
And
Does anybody feel like it matters?
No, I don't think it matters at all. And the reason why is I would point to the case of the son of Sam, 1970s. David Berkowitz, I think was his name.
Yeah.
And he heard demonic voices that manifested from a Labrador barking the next door that told him to go out and do this mass shooting in New York City in the 1970s. And he was still held accountable. Hell, he's serving a 365-year life sentence for it.
That was
So if he
also a
could be
different
held
time.
accountable, sure, but he could be held accountable for the psychosis, but she can't be? Why? Make that make sense.
Well, I mean, there is such a thing as, you know, that we've all heard the defense, and not just necessarily in this case, but oh, I plead not guilty by reason of insanity, right? And
Would an insane person know to say that they're insane?
well, the thing of it is I feel like that defense gets put forward, and then it almost ends up being like, hey, oh, look, oh, wait, no, we found that you were insane, so, you know, sweep it all under the rug and,
Right.
you know, just you go back into society. And I'm thinking to myself, wait, doesn't claiming not guilty by reason of insanity get you still a life sentence, but in a
it's
in
in
a
a
hospital,
psychiatric
in a
ward.
you know in a
Right.
in a crazy house, which we don't call it anymore, but
We can call it a crazy house.
I call it mental institutions. Why not? It is what it is. If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, why aren't we calling it a duck?
I don't disagree. And you're right, Sergeant Groby Vance. That is the entire point of this case, is that she's claiming she was, mentally incompetent and insane at the time that this whole thing took place. And so the thing of it is, and what I agree with, as I was reading through this, for somebody who knows very little about law and stuff like that, like as I was reading through this, I picked up on this, which was the point that Lindsay Clancy asked her husband to leave the home to
Right.
create the opportunity to
it's
kill
super
her children.
premeditated.
Exactly.
Right.
And if you are not in your right mind, if you're truly insane and voices are telling you to do it, we've all seen those people walking the streets. We see those homeless people walking around all the time. They're not waiting for a moment to act and look crazy. They just are, because they suffer
crazy.
from mental illness, right?
Right.
And so this idea that she was crazy at the time, yet there's this premeditated aspect to the investigation or the case where she's asking her husband to leave, which would create the opportunity for her to kill her children and then herself. To me, it seems like the whole plea of insanity, that whole defense falls apart when you do something like that. I don't know, Redbeard, what do you think?
And isn't that always the, whenever somebody pleads not guilty by reason of insanity, it's always not guilty by reason, and maybe it's implied, by reason of temporary insanity. Like, oh, I just had a moment. I just had a moment. It was just a bad moment.
Yeah.
No, you got a screw loose, and
Mhm.
that's not just a bad moment. And you're right. The evidence of premeditation. You know, I've been hearing some of these, you know, TikTokers or whatever, that want to defend Lindsay, say things and sort of preface their statement by saying, "Oh, she loved these babies, you know, more than life, or she loved them
Bullshit.
so much." And
Yeah.
I find it hard to believe.
Yeah,
I find it hard to
bullshit.
believe. I don't know the lady. I don't know her life, whatever. But if you love your children, and you're suffering from mental, you're having a mental break, you're going temporarily insane or whatever you want to call it, you leave. You
100%.
disappear. Right?
That is accurate.
You don't plot their murder.
Yeah, 100%. You know, and I'm actually glad I'm looking at the camera because I've got my monitor over here where the picture is up. You know, and Sergeant Grumpy Pants, you know, you can probably relate to this a little bit. Like, part of the reason why I was even contemplating talking about this is, you know, I'm a relatively new father. Granted, you know, my baby girl's only a year old, but I cannot imagine ever wanting to harm a hair on her head, no matter how upset I get, no matter how sad I get. There's nothing that would ever make me want to harm my child. And having 3 young, beautiful children that you see here on the screen, I just can't even put myself in the frame of mind where
You can't empathize with that at all.
absolutely. I just, to me, that is the peak, the highest level. I mean, right there with people who diddle children and do things with children they're not supposed to do. Like, doing something like this to a child is like the top. It's as evil as you can possibly get.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. To piggyback off of what Redbeard Riot was saying too, is if you have any thoughts like that, then you leave. You do whatever it is you can to save your child, and it is a prime example of that. We're all familiar with the actress that just passed away at the tender age of 36, Hayden Panettiere. Is that
Yes.
correct? You guys know who I'm talking about?
Sure.
Close
She's
enough.
the little girl who was kind of the stealer of the show and Remember the Titans with Denzel Washington and the star-studded cast they had then. Goes on to film other things like Nashville. Well, she had a child, and in 2018, her child, whose name is either Kaya or Kea, I don't know how you pronounce it, she wound up having a child with her then fiance in 2018, some former Russian boxer. I can't remember his name, and don't ask me to pronounce it because it's very Russian, and I don't know how to do the Slavic pronunciations. Well, in 2018, Hayden Panettiere was suffering from severe postpartum depression, maybe not psychosis, but severe postpartum depression and substance abuse, which means she herself experienced what it was like to have foreign substance in her body, trying to self-medicate or regulate through either prescribed medications. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but she herself knew she was unfit as a mother. And what she did was relinquish custody to her then fiance because she knew she was not in the right frame of mind to be a stable, sound, caring, loving, kind, generous, doting mother that she wanted to be. She admitted she abandoned her child, but it wasn't for the sake of being selfish. She was doing it selflessly so her child would not incur the wrath of whatever craziness she was dealing with herself, that she was very aware of, by the way. And she had the foresight to make sure that she did this particularly. 2018. You could look it up. I already did. It is a fact. And it's unfortunate that Hayden Panettiere passed away, but she did the right thing. So again, here we are seeing someone who suffers from severe postpartum depression still making a correct choice.
Right, and I don't think any one of us would necessarily downplay or dismiss postpartum depression. Right, that's a
Not
real
at all.
thing.
It is.
And you know, yeah, women suffer from that. That happens. you have to take accountability. You
100%.
there's not a get out of jail free card here. There's
Postpartum
not,
depression
oh,
is not an excuse to kill your children.
right. Well, and that's what I'm getting at.
Period.
Right, 100%,
That's the
I don't fucking care how sad
that's the
you
extreme
are.
end of it.
Well, and that's what
I
all
don't
these
care how
mothers-
depressed you are. I don't care how fucking sad you are. I'll say it. I don't care how
Right.
sad you are. I don't care how fucking depressed you are. It is not an excuse to kill your children.
Right.
Period. Hard stop.
No.
And then to all the women out there that think that that's acceptable, we'll get into this in a minute. Like, men, run the opposite fucking direction. Leave.
Well, and the crazy thing is, you see a lot of the women that are supporting her talking about empathizing with her. They understand. They can empathize with,
the postpartum aspect or the murdering the children.
See, and that's where it gets muddy. That's where it gets cloudy, because anybody can say, "Oh yeah, postpartum terrible," but the way that they're speaking sounds like they they can understand having these bad thoughts about their children. They can understand having dark thoughts like this, and I'm just like, what do you mean? Like this is just
I can't even understand that.
This is a full-on degeneration of our society. Like
100%.
This is gone down some insane evil track where there's a certain group of people that put no value on children until you're 35. When you're 35, have children, but until then, children will just ruin your life. And that's the message that they'll put out there is children will ruin your life. And I don't know about you guys, but I've met more than my share of women, usually single moms, and it's really clear, it's really obvious that they resent their children because they didn't get to go out and party for all their 20s and all this kind of thing. And they're just like, what are we doing?
Well, and I said this at the beginning of the episode. I said that these were white liberal women, and they are. Yeah. These are not white conservative women out there championing, going out and donating to this fund. This is white liberal women.
Is like feminism's final form.
Well, and it started off in the 90s during the Clinton era, where abortion was safe, legal, and rare.
What?
That was the stance on abortion back in the 90s when Clinton was in office. And then it was, okay, first trimester, right? Like that's got to be the cutoff. Now we're at this point where I think Massachusetts just signed, a week or two ago, up until the point of birth, you can go ahead and abort your baby. Like,
which, if you would have said that to somebody even a couple of years ago, if you would have said, hey, they want to do this, they want to do late-term abortions, they want to do up until the point of birth, most people would be like, no, they don't. No, they don't. That's not something that they're trying to do.
And now it's even after birth.
They've gone and they've changed.
They moved the goalpost.
We knew this is where it was
surrounding
going.
it, right?
This
they
is
changed
where
the language.
it was going.
They call it reproductive health, right? Sure. Because the word abortion has a negative connotation, so they've changed this language.
It should be called murder.
Subvert. Right? They've changed the language to subvert what's really happening, to call it something feathery and nice. So it's reproductive health.
It's not reproductive health. It's murder, and everybody on the pro-life side of the aisle has been screaming this for years because we knew this is where we would end up, where it was going to be up to the point of birth. And everybody said, no, we're never going to get to a point to where it's at the point of birth. And we're here now. And now it's even after birth, where you can murder your children, and these crazy white liberal fucking women will still come to your defense and say, oh, it's just because she was sad or depressed. Well, I'm sorry, that is not an excuse, and
not a valid reason.
I'm gonna go ahead and play a video that kind of talks and touches on a little bit what we were talking about earlier with regards to women who are convinced that the husband was somehow involved when this evidence doesn't even exist? And again, I don't know how we make the mental leap here. And this is a nurse, by the way. Nurse.
I don't want her
Gary,
caring
hang
for
with
me.
If your children were downstairs in a 2-story house and you were upstairs on the 2nd story, and there was a fire in your home of which prevented you from being able to exit your bedroom door, go down the stairs and get the children, and you had no other choice and you were completely stuck on that 2nd floor in your bedroom, would you or would you not try to jump out the window to go save those kids? Because that's the only way to get down there to them, right? Fight or flight kicks in, you're going to get out that window, right?
Maybe, but I wouldn't cut my wrists first.
Mr. Pat decided to drug her earlier in the evening, we'll say 4:30. By 5 o'clock, she started getting drowsy. He tells her, go upstairs, go take a rest. When she gets upstairs, she finally passes out, lays in the bed. A few minutes later, he comes upstairs. She looks knocked out. At that point, he injures her on the wrists and on the neck. He thinks she's dead, probably because of all the blood loss. A person who's not a nurse sees that much blood, guess what? They are either getting faint, queasy. He thinks she's done for. So he leaves, barricades the door, goes and does what he does, kills those kids, goes on his little excursions to make it look like he did not do anything. When he comes back, wrench thrown in his whole scheme because she jumped out that window. It would explain the hands outside of the window, because when she woke up, whether or not she was drowsy, drugged, bloody, or whatever, she remembers in her head that he threatened that he was going to kill those kids in that basement. He told her the whole plan because that's what a narcissist does. He wants to
Now
see
he's a
in her
narcissist
eyes the
too.
fear in
Like
her
this woman
eyes
knows he's a narcissist.
to initiate this response. So while he thought that she was dying upstairs, to his surprise, he comes home and she had actually made it out the window,
Yeah.
ruining
Oh,
his
thank
whole entire
God.
plan. But I think it did start with some type of situation up there where she was blocked in that
I
room,
can't
and
listen
she
to
had
this
no-
fucking idiot any longer. I'm
She's got
sorry.
a big old brain to go with that big old forehead of hers.
And I just, again, like, I don't even know how you get, how do you even land on that? Again, it's never accountability. Just like what you were saying earlier, Sergeant Grumpy Pants, there's never accountability when it comes to these situations. It's always the man's fault. Like, even completely ignore all the evidence, completely ignore the fact that she admitted to doing it. These women are still convinced that it's somehow a man's fault that all of this happened. This man just lost 3 of his children, and his marriage is done. And it's somehow this guy's fault. I just don't get it. I don't get how we cannot see this as a society. There is a serious mental health issue with white liberal women. There is a serious mental health issue with white liberal women.
Here's where the cognitive dissonance comes in, right? These ladies subscribe to a worldview that says the patriarchy makes them a victim, right? And they put everything into a hierarchy, and at the top of that hierarchy of oppressors are the white men, right? In particular, Christian white men, but white men will definitely get you right up at the top of that list. When, you know, this woman who is a victim of the patriarchy, a victim of the white men, when she supposedly has done something wrong, that breaks their worldview, right? That breaks this view of, oh, and that's why they're gonna say everything else. Oh, it was the husband. Oh, it was the failed healthcare system. It was the doctors that gave her all of these weird drugs. Because to say that she did it, to admit that, you know, she's the one and assign accountability to her, that breaks their entire worldview. And when you got that cognitive dissonance, you have to find anything that you can use to
Perpetuate the
explain it
victimhood
away.
mentality.
Explain it away. This lady sat there and just wrote a whole novel. She wrote a whole screenplay all about all of these things, right? We're forgetting about Yeah. So apparently, the dad has an airtight alibi. It's not like the medical examiner can't come in and determine the time of death. All of these kinds of things, right? We don't live in a society that says, oh, men get to get off the hook just in case there's a crazy wife who might have done it. Is that what the patriarchy is supposed to be now?
If the roles were reversed and this was a man in this situation who murdered 3 of his own children, then tried to kill himself and jump out a window, this would be nothing more than an attempted murder suicide failure, and you would not see other men rallying behind the guy who just killed his 3 kids because the guy was sad, or he suffered from postpartum depression.
Case in
I am
point.
so sick of that excuse. What was that, Sergeant Grumpy Pants?
Case in point, Chris Watts.
100%, right? Chris Watts.
Where was the outcry?
The motive
from
there was
support?
different. The motive there was different, right?
Still suffered from mental health.
Of course, you don't do that to your children unless you've got
Right.
some serious issues. But
where was the outcry and support from women or men for him? None. There's nowhere to be found. Left
Polar
twisting
Knights in the
wind.
chat makes an excellent point down here. He says, "Who needs women when you have a ginger in a red shirt?"
that's right.
That is
It's true. It's very
quite
valid.
germane. Quite germane.
thought that.
Quite germane to this conversation.
I can at some point when women are talking about, well, it's different. Like if you ever had thoughts about harming your children, like, no, I've never had thoughts about harming
No.
my child. What I have had thoughts about is harm coming to my child and me going,
Right.
man, I better be more careful if I'm walking around the kitchen and I have the oven on and I'm carrying my infant. I don't want her to fall and get hurt in the oven. So what do? I take the extra precaution to shield her with my body between whatever I perceive as a possible injury instance and do that rather than going, you know what, let's just go and tempt fate. Put her over the burner. That's a different thing.
Yeah, well, and this has spurred, lots of other videos online here where women are now going out and making these ridiculous videos showing their solidarity and going, like, literally filming themselves doing some of the wildest things. Like
Really?
that's your
Take that child away.
infant
Take that child away from
100%.
her.
This is an infant baby, and you're filming this, and you thought that it would be
Yeah.
a good idea to put this crap online. Like, I don't know who the father is, if there's a father around, if there is a father around, and he's allowing this type of behavior. And I said that, allowing this type of behavior, because as a man, you should be making sure that you're running your home, and your wife should never be putting shit out on the internet like this, ever. The fact you're doing this, especially with your children, like, what is wrong with you?
She took the time to set that camera up on a tripod, think about how she was going to film, what she was going to film it, and then edit it, and then put it up on the internet. Like,
Correct.
if that's not premeditated,
Before
call
all that,
CPS.
she had the idea to do it.
Right.
Yeah, right.
And you're using your baby as a prop. Your baby is nothing more to you than a prop in your scheme to get likes and comments on whatever social media platform you posted it on. And there's more of these where it says here, Brian Atlas posted a video, 50 million views, 3.6 million likes, 50,000 comments praising her and encouraging this. These are the same women who will tell you men punching walls is abusive, but throwing ice cubes in a rage in your home is not.
She throws like a girl.
Like, you set up a camera, you made sure the lighting was good enough, you filmed this ridiculous nonsense, and then you looked at that and went, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to post that to social media so everybody can see. And the fact that there are 50 million views and 3.6 million likes on a video like this just goes to show you how far we've gone in the opposite direction as a society. This is this is what I said earlier. You know, I posted a video, and if you're a young man out there and you happen to see this, this should be the new litmus test for men who are looking to settle down with women going forward. And it's a simple question. Do you support Lindsay Clancy or not? If she so much as hesitates in her answer, you need to run the opposite direction and find somebody else, because I promise you, this is not a woman you would want around your children. Any woman that supports another woman murdering her kids is not somebody you want a future with. It's not somebody you want to start a family with. Run in the opposite direction. And I feel bad. I really do. I genuinely feel bad for young men these days, because this is the crop of women they have to pick from. It's either women who hate men, or women who are pro-abortion, or women who are out there, you know, celebrating and sponsoring another woman who's murdered her children. I just don't know how we fix this problem. How do we
Jesus.
get better?
You need Jesus in your life. That's all it comes down to. In my opinion, anyways. You can do whatever you want, but if you're supporting people who are admitted filicide, I think that's what it is. It's not infanticide, because, you know, her children were above the age of infant age, because I think it's filicide. Then you need some sort of moral compass that points you towards doing good rather than evil. Just throwing that out there.
I don't disagree
What you
with you, Sergeant Grumpy Pants. I don't disagree with you at all. Red Bear Right, how do we fix this problem? You see here on the screen, this is the link to the Lindsay Clancy Musgrove Family Fund. Over 31,000 deranged white liberal, predominantly white liberal women have donated to this page and made a millionaire out of somebody who just murdered her 3 children. How do we fix this problem?
I'll let you know when I have an answer for that. Our whole entire culture has to change. We're sort of like the microwave disposable culture. Everything needs to happen right now. We have no tolerance for any kind of patience. We, you know, throw everything away. You get a water bottle and it's in plastic, you throw it away. Everything's disposable. Any toy that you buy for your kid is cheap. You know,
or causes cancer.
You know, and so, but so you get this setup where, you know, I saw a picture of Lindsay Clancy with like 20 different pill bottles in front of her, and obviously that's an exaggeration. I'm not going to say that there are no reasonable use cases for certain prescriptions and medications. That's fine, but I think we're far over. I think that stuff gets far over prescribed to people who really just need a vacation, or you know, need to grow up a little bit. And like I said, is some of that stuff's legitimate. Some of that stuff goes out there, but the usage of like SSRIs in this country is off the charts. It's off the charts,
Yeah,
and it doesn't seem to be.
What are SSRIs for those who don't know?
Serotonin re-inhibitors.
Right.
That's what I'm on for my PTSD.
And see, so here's a perfect example, and I would say your former military, and you know, you deployed, you came back, and you've got some PTSD, and in these types of instances, I will say, yeah, you know what, some of this stuff is legitimate. You probably should have this available to you, some SSRIs,
right?
And then you have people who want to get on antidepressants because they didn't get their extra caramel double macchiato shot latte in their drink when they went to Starbucks. And I'm
called
going,
perspective.
wait, what? If I go to work and my boss is a jerk to me, and he's a jerk to me every day for a year, when I come home and I smack my wife around, which, you know, doesn't happen, but if I do, are all of these women who defend her going to say, oh, well, he's suffering from some mental illness, it wasn't his fault? he
course
had to.
No,
No.
you'd get blamed instantly.
They should throw the
No.
book at you, and rightfully so.
And do I need SSRIs because my boss is mean? No.
No.
I need to go
Again-
lift something heavy and take a walk and, take up yoga or something like that. Like
This
the go ahead.
this society just lacks perspective, is all it is. Everything is
Well-
such an extreme when you get called a racist and no one's really knows what that word is because they never experienced it. It's just a throwaway word now. Right?
Well, I think we're also really in a hurry to take a pill to fix a problem, right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like I said, is some of that's legitimate, right? But
Mhm.
I think it's way too quick. It's way too widespread.
Right.
Yeah. Real quick, Polar Knight says we all see it, but at the same time, we're fed so much shit that it numbs us and we lose empathy for other humans. I don't disagree with that. I think part of the problem here is we live in a society right now that is so good that we have to manufacture issues and problems
So
and
comfortable.
illnesses because we don't
Not that
know what real struggle is.
Right.
You know, when we're left to our own devices and we're left to just kind of sit in a room and stir in our thoughts and think about things, and we don't have any purpose or any reason for getting up every day, that's when depression and all of these negative thoughts about yourself and your perspective on the world starts to set in. It's because we don't have this generation of younger adults has not been through anything difficult. They haven't been through any recessions, depressions. They haven't been through the terrorist attacks. They haven't seen what real struggle looks like. They haven't been to war. They've never been deployed. To Redbeard's point, they go out to a Starbucks and they go to get a coffee and it doesn't, have the right number of vanilla shots in it, and they lose their mind and break down in the fetal position and cry themselves to sleep because, oh my God, like, why won't anything ever just go right for me? It's bad.
Did you see the video of the kid who was upset about me being misgendered at it was somewhere in Florida, I want to
Yes,
say.
I saw
and
that.
the sheriff went out and, called him a him instead of a her or something like that. I don't know. And this child was losing their mind. Just
You say child, but it was a
losing
young
their
adult.
Mentally childish.
mind.
Yeah.
Take it how you want.
I think they were in college because I think it happened at a university. But
I'm
yeah.
sorry. I'm nearly 50 years old. I'm calling everybody younger than me a child,
Yeah.
especially when they behave as such, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think every one of these women on here that has donated to this cause deserves to be publicly shamed. And some of the stuff on
Yeah.
here, Kimberly Ma, you're a disgusting human being. You're in my prayers, Lindsay. May God bless and protect you and keep you safe. What about those children? What about the children?
Right.
Who's keeping them safe? Oh,
Well,
wait.
she was just exercising her right to reproductive health post.
My thoughts and prayers. No, I think genuinely what has happened here is that so many women who've either experienced a form of postpartum depression or think that they've been depressed are immediately like, oh yes, I can totally sympathize with what, like, that's the problem. And I'm just going to say, that's the problem with female logic, is everything is feelings based. It's, I can empathize with you. I can sympathize with
You just said an oxymoron there, fella.
What did I say?
You said female logic.
Oh. So everything comes from this perspective of like, this is how I feel. Nothing is based on logic. We're not thinking about the fact that this woman just unalived her 3 kids. We're thinking like, oh, she's been depressed. I've been depressed. I've been sad. I know what it means
They
to
view
be
her as a
sad.
victim. They see her as the victim.
100%. They're living this strange, twisted reality of what they interpret to be mental health issues and disorders vicariously through this woman who lost her marbles and did this to her children. And in some way, they're trying to justify their own thoughts because, oh, I've thought this myself
Yeah, I bet you have.
by living it through her.
I like Massage Bodywork. Comment there says true crime podcasts and documentaries. How many women online were like, oh, I know what I'm talking about based off of the fact that I listened to those. It's like they're doing a better job at the homicidal investigation after the fact, just based off of what they're observing, and they're going off of I'm only guessing here, woman's intuition. Like that's never steered them wrong before.
Yeah. Polar Knights is suggesting a scarlet letter for all of these women who
I love that.
have donated to Lindsay Clancy.
Well, and it's funny. I'm going to share this as well. So I asked Grok in a hypothetical situation what it thought about the trial and whether or not it would, if it were a juror, would it hold her accountable for these crimes? And so the question I asked Grok was, if you were a juror on this case, hypothetically, would you hold her guilty of first-degree murder? Now it says no, but wait. Based on the evidence presented so far in the trial, if I were a hypothetical juror applying Massachusetts law on first-degree murder and the affirmative defense of lack of criminal responsibility, I would find her guilty. So it's actually saying like I would go beyond that.
Right.
The physical act is not in dispute. Lindsay Clancy strangled her 3 young children one by one with exercise bands in the basement after deliberately sending her husband out of the house on errands. That sequence, clearing the home of the only other adult, isolating the children downstairs, and methodically applying ligatures until each was lifeless, supports the elements of deliberate premeditation and extreme atrocity or cruelty required for first-degree murder. Subsequent self-inflicted cuts and a jump from the window do not erase that earlier conduct. And for all of those that might be skeptical, like, oh, Cigar Titan, prepared it to do this. I did not. The only other question I asked was for a list of talking points here based off of the trial thus far. Even AI.
Well, you're just trying to get out of jury duty.
Even AI is looking at all of the evidence in this case and saying, absolutely not. This is not a case that should be a mental psychosis. I went crazy and then get her off on those matters. It's saying, yeah, she did this and she should pay the price.
That sounds reasonable to me.
Polar Knights goes on to say, you kill a child, you can't be allowed to see daylight again.
Yeah.
And I don't disagree with that.
I think there's something that's innate. Like there's something that's innate inside of you, or at least there should be, right? To let's say you're out walking around the grocery store and you see somebody, whether it's a man or a woman, and maybe they're, scolding a child or yelling at a kid, right? Most of the time, whatever, you're not going to get involved in that. But if you were out at the grocery store and you see somebody is like beating and hitting and like physically assaulting or hurting, you're probably going to do something. Right? And that's just inside of you. You just
absolutely
know.
Should. I think we'll wrap it up here, and I'll end on this. Again, I go back to the men out there because I don't think women like this are going to change until we as men start acting like men and holding these women accountable for acting the way that they do. And you have to be a good man. You got to be a good guy. You cannot go out there and entertain women like this. You cannot date women like this. You cannot marry women like this. You can't
sleep with women like this. You cannot sleep with women like this, period.
100%.
There's no, oh, I'll cover it up. Or, oh, she's crazy hot, right? No. No. You have to stop doing this.
You have to stop giving these women the time of day and hold them accountable. Right. Because if we don't, we are going to continue on this spiral down to hell where we have women that think that they are not accountable to anything and that it is all men's fault. And we as a society, as men, need to start standing up and taking our culture back, taking our families back.
You have to
and
be able to
getting
say
things
no.
right. You have to be able to say no.
You have to have a little bit of self-control, and you have to be able to say no. Sometimes that's hard, but as a man, you have to do hard things.
And this is coming from somebody who was quite hedonistic in his younger days, and thank God I found the right woman, and she gave me a beautiful baby girl. I love her. I love the both of them dearly, and she gave me a wonderful stepson. But we have to start holding these women accountable, and we cannot continue to let women like this dictate the culture and the course of where this country goes. We need to stand up.
Polar Knights, I encourage you highly to do exactly as you proposed, by the way.
It's a great comment. Great comment.
Awesome. Well, let's put a pin in this one and move on. And thankfully, I'm going to go and take a shower after this episode.
Are we going to lighten things up a little bit? What are we doing?
Let's lighten things up a little bit. But before we get into that, just a reminder, if you're just joining us for the first time, we're glad to have you with us. You found the Smoke Signals and Side Quest crew. We air our episodes every Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time over on YouTube, X, and Twitch. If you're looking for the audio-only version, you want to take us along for the weekly drive, you can find that the following day on Sunday. We post that over on Amazon Music and Spotify. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. And let us know what you might like to see in a future episode. Maybe we'll create a topic around it for a future episode. Throw it in the comments down below. All right, let's get on with our next segment, gentlemen, that we lovingly like to call Retro Hail Riffraff. Real quick, I missed Polar Knight's comment, and I don't have the ability to go back. What did he say? I saw something about the shirts.
Go ahead, Redbeard.
He loved the shirts and was talking about having a strange urge, which I highly encourage, to play some Raining Men.
Fair enough. All right.
I want you to turn it up. I want you to turn it up.
And Scott the Robot already says the next movie is The Boondock Saints. I agree.
Oh,
Always
wait
the
a minute.
Boondock Saints.
What is going on?
By the way, Cigar
Boondock
Titan,
Saints.
you always do that plug for wherever our show is going to be on whatever platform. You speak it so eloquently, almost as if you have it completely down memorized. It's amazing. It's so good. And every time you say it, I'm just like, wow, you should be like a radio announcer.
I should be doing a podcast or something. You know?
Something, you know?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Gentlemen, I want to lighten the mood here a little bit for you. Brought you a new edition of Retro Hail Riffraff, our fantastic movie guessing game. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a couple of movies here. And it's going to go a little bit along with the topic that we've been talking about. We are going to be looking at some movies that feature lady villains. The
good choice.
Primary antagonist in these films are female. Before we go ahead and jump into that, I did want to go ahead and announce the winner from last week's contest. The winner of that was me, because I was literally the only one who did anything about any of that. So
I thought you said we weren't allowed to win.
Maybe I lied. Well, no, nobody played. So okay, well, whatever.
Valid.
Anyhow, gentlemen, are you ready to get into this?
Let's do it.
I hope so. I think
Let's
I'm
see what we've got. Let's see if these movies are any good. If these ladies are villain enough.
All right.
Yes, that movie, Lady Villains.
And this is
All
going to
right.
be across several different genres of film. We are going to be looking at a fairly wide range of time period as well. So hopefully everybody gets a little bit of something that they're familiar with. Let's see what we've got here under Lady Villains. Number 1. This one should be pretty easy. I think you guys will know this. Come in, my child. We haven't a moment to lose. Now, you may not necessarily know what movie that is just right off the bat. This is, as a clue, an animated feature. Don't underestimate the point of body language.
I know exactly what this is already.
Sergeant Grumpy Pants maybe knows a little bit about what this is.
1989.
That's probably pretty close. That is probably pretty close.
It's a Disney flick.
We were quite young. We were
My
quite young
favorite.
when this came out, and
Love this movie still.
probably watched it a few too many times. Now it's happened once or twice. Someone couldn't pay the price, and I'm afraid I had to rake 'em across the coals. Come on, you know what this is.
I
Cigar
know
Titan.
exactly what this is.
Lady Villains. Oh.
This is a disgusting octopus lady villain.
Okay, now I know.
What is it?
It is
We
the
are
Little Mermaid.
Talking about Ursula from
Bingo.
The Little Mermaid.
Now, according to the women online, the logic would be King Triton's actually the villain. He forced
Of
Ursula
course.
to be this way.
I've actually
yes.
seen that online. I've actually seen them make that case online. I'm not. I wish I was kidding, but I'm not.
You know,
That is
none
so
of
sad.
none of any of this would have happened if she'd have just listened to her dad. If she just listened to her father. He wasn't being a jerk. He was trying to help.
Calm down, Ariel. Go put on a shirt.
Yeah, she'd get banned on TikTok too for wearing that.
Oh, for sure. This is super problematic, right?
That gets close to home.
Oh. Man, oh man. All right, boys. Well, let's see what else we've got here.
All right, what's next?
Is that the extent of your power, little one?
Even with the voice, I don't know what it is yet. I need more.
You know, I can't vouch for the voice. That may or may not be accurate. Let's see what else we've got, though, here. This is a fun movie. This is kind of like an action-adventure movie starring, let's say, a little person. Now, you will watch me draw upon the power of the universe to send that child into the netherworld. Now,
I know what it
place
is.
it on the altar.
Mm-hmm. I know what it
I don't
is.
know what-
I think this movie came out in 1988, if I'm not mistaken.
Do you know
I
what it
know,
is?
I
Do you know what it is, Peck?
Val Kilmer. Mad Mardigan.
Who, by the way, stole this movie.
So
What
good,
an
dude.
excellent performance by Val Kilmer in this movie.
Yeah.
Cigar Titan, I want you to think Warwick Davis.
I think I know, but only because
You dare to challenge me? You're not warriors. You're pigs.
Mm.
You're all pigs.
That transformation scene also bothers me.
Not even cops. Just pigs.
this would be Willow.
Yes, sir. Willow. This is Bavmorda, the evil sorceress.
Polar Nights goes on to say the Hillary Clinton documentary. That's pretty
Yes,
good.
yes.
That is
Email
correct.
it to
Everybody.
She wanted to take the baby and send it into the netherworld, and I can't help but wonder if that's maybe an allegory for abortion.
Poor Laura Dannon. Named
Love
after
this
yogurt.
movie. It's been a little while since I saw that, so I may have to go back and check out.
I haven't seen this
Willow,
movie
like I said,
in probably over
So good.
25 years.
a little while.
Yeah,
It's been a
so
long
good.
time.
This is a fun movie. Like I said, I love Val Kilmer in this movie.
I
Matt
do
Mardigan
remember
is,
seeing this one at the movie
excellent.
theater, though.
Excellent. Now, what did you say, Sergeant Grumpy Pants? What year?
I want to say
88.
1988.
You're probably right. This is it's a little bit of an older but fun movie.
Yeah, good movie. Good flick. George Lucas. That was good.
Was it after he filmed Top Gun?
Oh, yeah. Top Gun was 1986.
Oh yeah. Well after.
Okay.
Oh look, another glorious morning makes me sick.
Dude, yeah, I know what this is instantly from that one alone. The Sanderson
no clue.
sisters.
I thought you might know what that is. I thought
Yeah,
you might
that's a
know.
good one.
Cigar
Ano-
Titan, how
another
about
good
this? I smell children.
I mean,
I'm
I
actually
have an idea.
ruining it with the voice because that's not accurate at all.
I have an idea based off of that quote, but I don't know if that's the name of the movie.
Can I guess the next line?
Let's see. Well, you can try.
I think the next line is going to be amok, 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 amok.
You, sir, have guessed the line following the next line.
Oh, I was so close.
Sisters, All Hallows Eve has become a night of frolic where children wear costumes and run amok.
Mm-hmm.
Amok, 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 amok.
I think I know what the movie is, but
Think
I've
Bette
never seen it.
Midler,
Yeah.
Sarah Jessica Parker. Have you not seen Hocus Pocus?
I have not seen this movie.
Really?
It came out in
Can't stand-
1993, bro.
I can't stand all three of those actresses. So I like an hour and a half of Bette Midler. No, thank you.
I will.
not
I
my
will
thing.
say, this is a movie that is probably better. It's a better children's movie. As an adult, you might not. This movie might not draw you.
Well,
in.
didn't they just recently come out with a sequel to this too within the last couple of
Mhm.
years or something?
Long overdue.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like,
they did.
yeah.
A few years ago. Long overdue,
Maybe.
man.
I would argue that's probably one of those movies that didn't need a sequel.
Oh, it didn't.
But-
Yeah,
it
but-
definitely didn't.
But you know how today's
I understand
day and age
the-
is where we make movies because apparently or we make sequels to old movies that were good at the time.
It's kind of a cult
because
classic.
We have no
Right.
new ideas, and the people who are making movies now are thoroughly uninspired.
Good night, Polar Nights.
Good
Have a
night,
good one.
sir.
Have a good one.
I'm assuming Polar Nights is the man.
I hope so.
All right, what's next?
Looks like the best parts have already been spoken for.
It's tickling the front of my brain, but
yeah, I
I'm
thought
not-
it might.
I'm not
I
100%
thought it
yet.
might.
I need a little bit more.
This one
Yeah.
is actually this is quite a good lady villain, who is not immediately apparent as being a lady villain. All I have to do is scream.
I know it.
You know what it is. I know you know
Yeah,
what it
he-
is.
I know
Sergeant
it
Grumpy
is.
Pants has been on fire this time.
I know it doesn't.
He
I don't know
killing
this
it.
one either.
He's killing it. Oh boy, oh boy. Well, you should know it by this last one. I think this one's kind of a little bit of a dead giveaway. Let's see what we've got here. I believe in the Grail, not the swastika.
No clue.
1989. 1989
goodness.
was this movie.
My goodness. Sergeant Grumpy Pants, do you like this movie?
I love this movie. It's a part of the original trilogy before they came out with Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Again,
Before they
making a
ruined it?
movie
Before they ruined it?
before they ruined it. It was perfect as is. They needed to leave it alone and just let it go.
You
man,
could
because-
probably argue, and I would
Oh,
make
man.
the argument that this is the best of those movies.
It's a good one.
Out of all
It's a
of them, out
really
of all
good
of
one.
them.
Yeah, I agree. Because
You
it
wanna-
deals with this one would be Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
There you go.
This had a female villain?
That's her.
Yeah, that's Elsa. She
Oh, I
slept with
think
the
I may-
father and Indy.
I saw this movie one time at the movie theater, and I don't think I've ever seen it since. So
It's such a good movie, dude. Such a good movie. They wrapped it up in such a nice package perfect little bow.
They didn't
And
need
should
to
be
make
left
any
alone.
more Indiana
No,
Jones
they
movies
did
after
not.
this. They
It was
did not need
perfect
to
as it
make
was.
any more. I would recommend a rewatch on this, Cigar
Mhm.
Titan. This is an excellent movie.
I'll watch this one right after I knock out Hocus Pocus.
Oh yeah, and Idiocracy.
I will watch Idiocracy again. I'll watch that.
We're about halfway through, gentlemen. Let's see what else we've got here. How are we doing so far?
I'm 4 for 4, 5 for 5. What number are we
Alright.
on?
All right, you're 4 for 4, I think.
I got them all.
It's so kind that you want to visit me in my loneliness.
Why do they all sound this way? That's what I want to know.
I don't know if Redbeard knows how to do a different accent.
No. See,
That was actually his Australian accent.
Here's what you're missing. Here's what you're missing is how many witches are involved in this week's movies.
And why are they all witches?
Going so soon, I won't hear of it. Why, my little pretty, just beginning. My little party's just beginning.
I think I know what this one is.
This is a super old movie.
Is this the one with Angelica Houston?
No.
Oh, then I wasn't the one I was thinking of so far. Maybe the third clue will solidify.
Let's
it for
try
me.
one more. And if you have even ever seen this movie, it's been a long time. Just try and stay out of my way. Just try. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
1939. This one came out.
See?
Judy Garland, Ray Bolger, Burt
Witchy Poo, voice appropriate.
Yeah, that was actually really good. Now that I know, I know what this one is. For sure.
Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard
Classic.
of Oz. And don't let
Margaret
anybody
Hamilton.
fool you. Don't let anybody fool you. The green chick is the villain. She's not misunderstood. She wasn't Glenda the Good Witch's friend.
No.
No. The wizard is not the evil bad guy.
Nope.
No.
Not at all.
It
Not even
wasn't. There was a lot of interesting lore, or not lore, but information that came out about this movie, like the Tin Man and how sick he ended up getting because of
paint?
all of the paint.
Yeah.
The paint had lead in it and everything when they back in
Yeah,
the day
you know who
before they knew.
Do you know who that original Tin Man was?
Yeah, it was Dawson Fuggermess.
It was
Exactly.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
It was the same guy who played the dad on Beverly Hillbillies.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Is exactly what you said. That's why I was just confirming it.
Yep.
him.
The
He
Scarecrow,
was the
I think,
original.
also ended up like permanently scarred from his outfit, from his costume.
Ray Bolger.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's been 100,000 years since I've watched The Wizard of Oz. Now, don't get me wrong. What's the musical called? It's Wicked, right?
Yeah, by Stephen Sondheim.
It's a cool musical, but a little off base.
There is an interesting, and I've never done it, but apparently if you listen to Pink Floyd's album Dark Side of the Wall, or I think it's called
Dark Side of the Moon.
Dark Side of the Moon. Okay, thank you. I think I might be conflating
Dark
two
Side
of
of the
his.
Brick in the Wall.
Yeah, two of his albums there, or their albums. But if you listen to that album while you're watching this, it like perfectly syncs up to the entire movie or something.
Massage Bodywork goes on to say, my fourth cousin is in this movie, and I believe they're referring to Judy Garland.
We might have to live stream the movie and watch and listen to the soundtrack and see if that's true.
We
Yeah.
got to smoke doobies before we do it.
Well, it's highly recommended.
To smoke doobies?
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
You might have a problem with the who are the people of the Yellow Brick Road, the Munchkins? What are they called?
Yeah. Munchkins. That's what
Are they
they're called.
Munchkins?
Yeah, that's what they're called, the Munchkins.
I wouldn't recommend smoking a doobie and then heading down to the Purple Palace on the Yellow Brick Road and hanging
Well,
out with the Munchkins.
I think the Munchkin actors were the ones who lived the longest. I think they were like one of the last cast members alive before
I think so.
like they
You're
all
right,
passed away.
Yeah, Margaret Hamilton, I think, passed in 1985.
Mhm.
She wasn't an old witch, but when one of the interviews, and they were like, "We want you to play the part in The Wizard of Oz." She's like, "Oh, I love that book when I was a child." They're, what role? They're like, the witch. She was like, the witch.
Bitch, what you talking about? I ain't no witch.
Come on now. Mm.
Such a sweet old lady too. She did an episode of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood where she dressed up like the Wicked Witch of the West, and she did the voice. It was adorable. It was very
That's
very
funny.
endearing to see that. It was so cute.
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood went away long before its time.
Oh yeah, it
Yeah.
needs to be brought
We
back
just
for this generation.
we just don't have good quality.
There's nothing
TV
like that. There's nothing
anymore.
like that. No, it's unfortunate. Let's move along, gentlemen. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
All right, too
nipples
bad.
are-
Okay.
I prefer the term eccentric, but yeah, I guess I'm a little nutty.
Hmm.
This is not a witch. This is not a witch.
This is a newer movie.
This is newer than Wizard of Oz.
If it's
So
not
is
the one I'm
anything
thinking
on this
of.
list.
This is probably early 2000s.
Oh, okay. So it's not the one I'm thinking of then. Never mind.
Let's see what else we've got here. Now, if I remove the gag, you've got to promise me that you won't scream. Lord knows I had enough of that with Sasha.
Nope.
Do you guys remember
No,
these commercials back in the 90s? You familiar with who might be considered the Noxema girl?
Yes.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know
She had
who that
really,
is?
Oh, I
really
know
pale
which-
blue eyes.
Don't you want to
gosh.
be an urban legend, Nat? All your
I
friends
think it
are now.
I think Clue C just gave us the title.
Did it?
I'm
Well,
I'm
that,
willing
and
to
I think it was him talking about the Noxema girl because she's the villain in this movie.
Yeah.
She is the villain in this movie. Crazy
Her
eyes. Crazy eyes.
What does she look like today? 2026. She's still
Yeah,
alive,
she's
right?
aged. Yeah, she's aged.
She aged pretty
good.
well.
Mhm.
Not like cheese.
No.
This is a fun movie. Definitely worth a watch. And I almost
She
could
was
have
a
even-
James Bond girl too, by the way.
I
Was
almost could
she?
have even
Yeah.
included this in What a Twist movies that we were talking about last
yeah.
week. There
Would've been a good
was
one.
not any really there was not really any dead giveaway that the killer was this girl. Yeah.
Initially, I
Yeah,
was
my
thinking.
my fiance has the same color eyes. A little weird.
Did she make that face?
Thankfully, no, unless I piss her off, and then
Oh. But that
she's-
doesn't happen. That never happens.
never. No, I'm a gem.
Negative.
Sure. We'll go with that.
All right. Let's see what else we're working with. Oh no. Who's gonna stop me? A feeble, stupid, sick woman.
I got nothing on this one.
Mm,
Oh, let me see if I can do it. My wife will be upset if I can't do it. Oh no. No, I can't do it. I can't do
Oh,
it.
come on.
Who's going
Come
to
on,
stop
you
me? A feeble, sick, stupid woman.
Is she German?
Maybe.
I don't know.
You see, girls.
How dear.
He would
Go
call
on.
an exterminator, but just like any normal human, with his head screwed on right. I should just do the witchy voice. He would exterminate those brats.
I got nothing on this one.
This also
Mm-mm.
is a newer movie. Gosh, this might be even like 2019, 2020. Anne Hathaway is the principal villain in this movie. I didn't eat the pea soup. I definitely nailed that one.
Is this Into the Woods?
No.
Les Miserables or whatever that.
Yeah, I got the
Les
button.
Miserables.
I don't know what this one is. Round
Let's see.
7 stumped me.
This movie, Chris Rock is sort of like the narrator of this movie. This is a fun movie, and
Chris
I would
Rock.
I would say yeah, I would give it
Okay.
I would give it a watch. This is a movie called The Witches.
I've never seen this.
I have not.
She
seen
looks
this
like
one either.
Melina from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, when I think of the movie The Witches, I think of the original one with Angelica Houston back in the
an
day.
older version. Yes.
Is this the newer one they remade or something? Because I'd never even heard of this remake.
This one is Roald Dahl, and I don't know if the original Angelica Houston movie was. It may be, but because, like I said earlier, no new ideas. Hollywood is bereft of
Valid.
creativity anymore.
Seems
That's
like it.
true.
So,
They're just looking for that guaranteed paycheck.
yeah. Don't eat your heart out, baby. That's my job. You know
That
what?
sounds-
I know Cigar Titan knows this movie. I
It's
know he does.
Super familiar. I think I know what this one is.
It sounds familiar, but I'm not 100% there yet.
I knew it. It's 1 in a million. Very rare, this blood type. And I haven't tasted that since Ivan the Terrible. That was 4 centuries ago.
Is this the movie with Angie Everhart?
I was just thinking the same thing.
I want to say Bordello of Blood.
Yeah.
Is it? We'll have to.
I
Well, have you
I'm
been wearing sunblock? You know the sun is very hard on undead skin, and you're not even fully undead yet. It's a process.
Angie
I
Everhart's
would
so
have
hot.
said, yeah, I would have said the same thing as Sergeant Grumpy Pants.
You would have said Bordello of Blood.
I would.
Yes.
Oh, she was
would
my
be
favorite 90s supermodel. Angie Everhart. Dennis Miller. Great flick. I like that one.
Yep, they don't make women like that these days either.
Watched this movie a few times, probably. Probably, maybe.
One of the few redheads.
Yeah, I
that can
wonder
actually
why.
hand.
I don't know what you're
Obviously
talking about.
for the great storyline. I mean,
It's
that's
just
why.
because I identify with.
I think I remember going
with
to
the
see
lady,
this
with the lady
movie.
with the hair.
We went and saw this movie at the movie theater together, Red Bear Riot. We saw this together at the movie theater, and then it was because this came out after Demon Knight with,
Yeah.
gosh, what's his name that was in Titanic?
This was also Tales from the Crypt, right? That was
Correct. Yep.
Billy somebody.
Billy Zane.
Billy Zane.
That's what it was.
Billy Zane.
Yeah. And he
And
played an
Selma Hayek.
awesome. No, Salma Hayek was in.
Oh
From
no,
Dusk Till
you're
Dawn.
right. You're right. That's a different movie.
That's
Yep.
the Quentin Tarantino flick. Another good
Yep.
one.
That's an awesome movie. That's like 3 movies in one right there.
Really is.
At the end of it, you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
What's happening here?
Pussy,
Gentlemen.
pussy.
Bordello. Oh my gosh. Bordello of Blood.
Pussy,
cold
pussy,
how-
wet pussy.
How we like Bordello of Blood?
I love that
I
one.
think
It
it's
had
a
Angie
good-
Everhart.
it's a good movie for a teenage boy.
Sure. I
Yeah.
wouldn't play this at the family reunion.
No.
That movie made me feel things I wasn't sure I should enjoy.
Oh my gosh. This will be a fun one. I came back here for you, Nick. My parents tried to take me away, but I fooled them.
Hmm.
No clue yet.
Nothing? Nothing? All right.
Nothing ruminating.
Bees won't bother you unless you bother them. Wasps are different. They're territorial and they're social.
I feel like I've heard that quote before, but I can't pinpoint a movie.
This movie is about false allegations from a younger lady towards an older gentleman. We went swimming and hung out a couple of times, but it was nothing. And I just wanted him to take no for an answer. He threw me down and hit me, and he just kept hitting me, and I was crying.
I know I've seen this movie. Oh man,
I got
what
no
is
idea.
this?
I got no idea.
The young lady who stars in this movie was probably the hot actress of the early to mid 90s.
Yeah, I know I've seen this movie. Oh god, I can't remember the name of it.
Do you
I
remember the
haven't
name of the actor or the actress from Clueless?
I think I was gonna say Alicia Silverstone.
Alicia
yeah.
Silverstone?
Yeah.
Oh man, what was it?
No idea what
And
this is.
I can't-
the gentleman
got-
who played the lead role in this movie was
Yeah,
Mr. Cary Elwes.
I looked at the comments. Yeah, it's,
You saw the
Crush.
comments. It is the crush.
yeah.
Oh, I have seen this movie. I think I only saw it once though because Alicia Silverstone's acting was fucking atrocious. I was like, yeah, I don't need to repeat that one at all. It was like watching her do her Batgirl performance in Batman and Robin. It's
Well,
me.
in her
Bruce.
defense, I think she was underage when she filmed that movie.
This
She was-
movie?
Was she?
No, when she did Batman.
Let's see.
And
I gotta Google
she
that.
was not the original Batgirl either, so she was given that role very last minute. And they talk about like how she had to pick up everything very quickly, and then she had not been dieting down for a movie either, so there was a lot of controversy around her.
Oh, I remember them calling her chubby.
Yep, carrying a little extra weight when she was
Yeah.
in the Batgirl suit and everything, but she just wasn't prepared for it. She was cast last minute as a replacement. So,
When she did Batman and Robin as Batgirl, she was 21 years old, maybe 20.
oh well, then whoever posted that was not
A
correct.
liar.
Yeah.
A liar.
But
she was born
still
in
very
76. That movie came out in 97.
Correct. Yeah, still very young.
Oh yeah, very young.
She's actually gone on. I think she's another one that's done well for herself outside of Hollywood. She
Sure.
started like her own cooking thing and went on to sell some like cookbooks and stuff like that, and just kind of took a step back. Not one of those people that was out there looking to be the center of everybody's attention and stuff like that. So not like a J-Lo.
Have you ever seen the movie
Yeah.
Blast from the Past?
Mm-hmm.
Great movie with Brendan Fraser.
Yeah. That's probably the last. That's probably the last. Oh boy, that's probably the last thing that I've seen her in. Fun movie. I like that. I like Blast from the Past.
Man, when did what was her last movie? I don't know.
She did a made-for-Netflix Christmas movie. We just watched
That's
it
not a
last
movie.
season. I mean, that's a movie. If they call it
That's
a
right.
Netflix made movie, she did that. Let me see.
Put movie in the
Alicia-
title. That's about a movie. That's a movie as much as this is a podcast.
This is a podcast. Sir.
Oh, I got to look it up. Her Christmas.
All right. Well,
movie.
you're doing that. Let's finish this game out.
Oh, A Merry Little Xmas.
Oh
Ah.
boy. You're just another lying old dirty birdie.
Why does the Dirty Birdie stand out hard in my?
I was
mind?
thinking the same thing.
Oh, I know what this is. Dirty Birdie.
Nope.
God.
Hold on.
The author's name
Hold
is-
on. Hold on.
Oh. I know what it is. It's I know. it. I know it.
We're
Stephen
gonna
King.
we're gonna give Cigar Titan a chance here. Nobody knows you're here, and you better hope nothing happens to me, because if I die, you die.
You said this was a Stephen King novel?
It was a Stephen King novel. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's got Kathy Bates in it.
Yep,
How good is Kathy Bates?
dude.
First of all,
she's so
an
good.
amazing
You want to hit her.
actress.
Like you
She's
really
an
wanna
amazing
strangle
actress.
her for what she did to the poor guy.
almost anything in Kathy Kathy Bates' filmography is totally watchable, just because she's just that dynamic. I love to
She's
watch
so
Kathy
good.
Bates.
Good actress.
The operation was called hobbling.
Oh, that whole scene is fucked up, dude. God, it was so
Misery.
brutal.
It's almost miserable watching
This
it. You know what I'm saying?
oof, misery, gentlemen. Look at this lady villain.
James Caan. He's no longer with us either. R.I.P.
Yup.
Fun fact, I've never seen this movie.
Ugh,
Really?
You heard about the hobbling scene, though, right? That's like the thing.
Oh
that
yeah, I
everybody
mean you
knows
could
about
not
pop
when
culture.
this movie came out, like everybody this is what made Kathy Bates' career, 100%.
I'll put her on the map, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. And then when the scene came out where she bashes his legs in, like that was
Oh,
you could not escape that. That like if there was social media back when this movie came out, that would have been all the talk
yeah.
back then. I don't know what that brash frost every once in a
I don't
while
know.
we get this
don't know.
weird
Yeah.
crap that pops
Best
up in here.
promotion.
Yeah.
I'm
Weird.
totally following that link after the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
It seems like
Gentlemen.
it pops up.
You are winners, gentlemen. You are.
I didn't get one. That was number 7. I didn't get that one.
That's pretty good. Well, gentlemen, I think I'm comfortable wrapping up the episode a little early here.
Sure.
You don't want to bash women some more, you misogynist jerk?
Look, I am not bashing women at all. I am
Let's go.
specifically
I'm ready.
bashing white liberal women, which I'm completely comfortable with.
Who sometimes
And
are
even
not
then.
women.
Are we actually bashing them, or are we just pointing out what they're saying and bringing it to light?
No,
Because
we are
this is
not
what they're
bashing
saying.
women. We have a disagreement with a certain point of view which completely disregards and places no value on children. And that's
Right.
what we don't like. That's what we disrespect.
100%.
I highly disrespect that.
Absolutely. Well, gentlemen, this was a good episode. A little emotional for sure at the beginning there, but I'm glad we got some time to talk
think
about
you
this and voice
We
our
need to put
opinions
up
on the matter.
like an F word counter for episodes like this. Like just down in the corner, like how many times did any one of us get so heated that we we crossed the line.
Drop the F-bomb. Yeah,
That's
well,
right.
we're not being monetized right now, so drop as many F-bombs as you want, I suppose. It's not going to matter.
You know what? I'm going to have a hard time censoring myself if we do get monetized, because if I have to cut that out of my vocabulary, that's like 90% of the words gone that I can say. And it's just one word. It's so versatile.
I think you can still say it. I think you just have to
can.
wait like a couple of minutes into your
That's true.
episode. I think you have to
Okay.
wait.
Good. Then
You
I'll
can't
just
just-
shut up for 5 minutes.
You can't
then.
just open the episode. Amok,
Yeah,
amok, amok, amok.
Yeah, you can't open with that. Fucking what's going on, everybody? You found the Smoke Signals and Side Quest crew. We air our episodes every Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time over on YouTube, Twitch, and X. If you want the audio-only version, you can check us out over on Amazon Music and Spotify. The following
you
day, we
can.
post that on Sundays, so you can take us along for the ride. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If there's something you'd like to see in a future episode, leave a comment down below. Let us know what's a topic you'd like to see us cover. We'll cover just about anything here. You know, we're kind of thirsty for comments. We're like that, thirsty bitches for comments
Dumb.
and ideas for shows. So
Dumb.
Don't.
We'll cover any dumb thing.
That's right. Until next week, gentlemen, it has been a pleasure.
Yes, it has been. Thank you so much.
We'll see everybody then.